Rajeshwari, Paramatma in the form of Ganapati, Bhagavan, Paramatma in the form of Shivaji, Paramatma in the form of Guru Maharaj, Paramatma in the form of Hanumanji. For such a beautiful evening today, in this beautiful atmosphere of the ashram, facing the east, on the left hand side we have the beautiful sanctum sanctorum of Devi Sri Janaki Rajarajeshwari. On the right side we have the beautiful Chikka Ashrama, where Param Pujya Mahaswamiji has been giving darshan since almost 45 years till the year 2005. Our gratitude has no limits at all to Paramatma for giving every day a beautiful day. Every day is a new day and a beautiful day. And with each day we feel the energy filled in us. We are not feeling tired or fatigued or anything of that sort at all. Every day our energy and our joy to chant the name of Paramatma is increasing multifold. Our mind and the heart keeps saying, is there still beautiful ways of chanting the name? Let us chant that way also. Among all the different types of worship, the worship of Kirtan has been found in the Kali Yuga to be very, very effective. Because it is a very active participation of the entire being of the man, where there is no intellectualization of anything, where there is no room for any debate. It is just a simple contemplation on the glory of God by listening to the beautiful names and the eulogy and the stuti. The stuti means the glory of God, the gunas of God. We keep saying the gunas of God. Every single stuti is indicating the gunas of God. Just like we saw Vakratunda Mahakaya. Or it is the names of Paramatma. When we saw Sarvamangala Mangalye, Shive, Sarvartha Sadhiki, Sharanye Trambake Gauri, Narayani Namostute. When we said that, it is from the Durga Saptasati. The Durga Saptasati is part of the Markandeya Purana. And the Markandeya Purana is one of the 18 Puranas which has been composed by Bhagavan Vedavyasa. It is surprising that Bhagavan Vedavyasa has compiled all the 18 Puranas as well as the Mahabharata. And in the Markandeya Purana, we all remember Markandeya Rishi as an ardent Shiva Bhakta. And it is very apt for us to just recollect the story of Markandeya Rishi today. Mrikandu Rishi was the father of Markandeya Rishi and his wife Marutvati. So they did not have children, so they prayed to Brahma. Brahma appeared before them and then said, what do you want? So please give us a very good child. So Brahma just for a moment paused and said, as I see now, you have got the Putra Bhagya. You have the Putra Bhagya. It means you have got the fortune of having a son. But you have unfortunately a choice. Unfortunately you have a choice. Either you have a foolish son who live for long years, 100 years. A dull-headed, foolish son who can live for 100 years. Or a very devoted, highly devoted son, very intelligent, very, very loving and affectionate son, with all good qualities, who will live only for 16 years. Among these two, whichever you want, you choose. This is the condition, because that is the way the Kismat has been written for them. Hane Baraha. In Kannada we say Hane Baraha. Hane means the forehead. Baraha means writing. Lalate Likitha Rekha. So this is the Lalate Likitha Rekha for them. Hane Baraha. So he said, whatever among these two you choose. So Markandeya Rishi said, who in the world would like to have a dull-headed foolish son? Even if he is short-lived, doesn't matter. You give us a son who is absolutely good in character, loving, affectionate, intelligent, but let it be the matter for 16 years. So Brahma said, Tathastu. Only the father and mother know about this. That's at the age of 16 he will pass away. At the age of 16 he is going to leave this body and go. So Mrikandu Rishi and Marudvati, both of them, without revealing anything to anybody, they look after the child, they bring up the child nicely. Child is growing very nicely. And every day the child is showing beautiful, excellent signs of devotion. Right from childhood itself, the child is devoted to Shiva. And that because the son of Mrikandu Rishi is called as Markandeya. So the Markandeya is growing up very beautifully. And then years are passing. Every day, father and mother, it is natural. Although we know very well, but the hope is there. He should live on, he should not leave his body and go. He should live with us for a long time. What to do? So they keep on praying in their heart, but time is passing. And they know that Brahma's vidhis is unchangeable by anybody. So what shall we do? So ultimately, one day, just one day before the last day of the life of Markandeya, these parents were weeping. They were weeping, then he happens to see, son happens to see, and comes and asks them, what happened? Why are you crying? He said, we have not revealed to you. We have not revealed to you the fact. The fact is that you are only eligible to live till tomorrow. So then he said, why do you worry? We all of us have to go one day or the other. So I will go, and now this is a beautiful day for me. I will go and devote the entire day for devotion to Shiva. I will not think about anything. And so early morning he goes there. And then he goes to the Shiva, where Shiva is, temple is there, Shiva Linga is there, and he goes and hugs the Shiva Linga and then starts chanting. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. He starts chanting. The time has come when Yamadharma Raja has to do his duty. The Yama, we say in the Puranas, Yama has appeared as one with a pasha. The pasha is a rope, a noose, which he puts around the Jivatma, which he has to take away. And he puts the noose and then takes the Jivatma away to Yamaloka. From there, Yamaloka, his bifurcation happens, Swarga or Naraka. Because the accounts are there in Yamaloka, all the accounts are kept there, whether one has to go to heaven or hell. There only everything is done. So, but first he has to reach the Yamaloka. So Yama has arrived there, the Lord of Death. Yama has arrived there. Then he says, let us not drag this boy, he's a youngster, not drag this boy. So he says, Markandeya, come, it's time. It's time to go now. So Markandeya says, let me finish my puja. I'm just chanting the name of Lord Shiva. So let me finish my puja. And he waits for 1 minute. Then he says, Markandeya, come, it's time to go. Just wait, I have not completed my puja. So this dialogue continues. And Yama becomes angry and he said, how dare you do this? You know who I am? I am the Lord of Death. I am death. I'm going to take you away forcibly now. Markandeya says, please let me finish my puja. Madharmaraj, please let me finish. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Then Yama takes the pasha and then puts it. When he puts the pasha, what happens? The pasha catches the Shivalinga also. So the rope is now around Markandeya as well as the Shivalinga. To pull Markandeya would have been easy if he had not held the Shivalinga. But now he is around, he is embracing the Shivalinga. Therefore the rope is now around Markandeya and Shivalinga. And Yama is trying to pull with all his strength. Who can pull Shiva in the world? Shiva cannot be pulled. He is Ajam Nirvikalpam Nirakaram Ekam. He is Aja, he is highest everywhere in the world. So who can pull? He tries hard and hard, doesn't happen. Then Shiva appears, and that form in which Shiva appears is called as Kala Samhara Murti. It's called as Kala Samhara Murti. Kala Samhara Murti, Kala means death, and he is going to now remove death itself. So Shiva comes out, and with his left leg he just gives one kick to Yama. Yama rolls and then falls down, and that is, from that day onwards, Yama has got no duty. What happened to Markandeya? Because now Yama is not there to take. Markandeya now becomes Chiranjeevi. He has got no death at all in future. Markandeya will never die. That's why he is a Chiranjeevi among the 8 Chiranjeevis. अश्वत्थामा बलिर्व्यासो हनुमांश्च विभीषणः कृप परशुरामश्च सप्तैते चिरंजीविनः सप्तैतान् स्मरेन् नित्यं मार्कण्डेयम् अथाष्टमं जीवेत वर्षशतं साग्रम अपमृत्यु विवर्जित. So Markandeya is the eighth Chiranjeevi. Shiva has given, you will never face death in future. So Markandeya comes very happily, comes and tells his mother that Shiva has given me. Yes, because Shiva can break any rule. Shiva can take back any curse. Because Shiva can do anything. So he has given. Then there is a epilogue. There is next continuation of that. And what happened? When death is not there, nobody died. Nobody died on earth. So people started living 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 1000 years. People started living because there is no death anymore. But what happened was, when there is no death, there is no need for food also. Because one is not going to die. So people started, there was no necessity for food. So people became smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So people were so much of soul size. So now where to keep them? So it seems in houses, they used to have small windows where they used to keep the people there. Then once again the Devatas came and prayed to Lord Shiva to release Yama. And once again bring back death. Once death came back, then once again the world is functioning as it is functioning today. So now today we have the beautiful fortune of remembering a Chiranjeevi Markandeya. Let us all live very to the fullest length of our lives, always doing bhajan, always. Ab Prabhu Kripa Karav Yehi Bhati Sab Tyaj Bhajan Karav Din Raati. Hari Om Tat Sat.